All right, hey guys, welcome back to another maybe monthly vlog. This is the vlog for April 2025. And before we hop into everything that we usually do, just want to thank everybody for the continued support. We hit 1,500 subscribers at the end of March, so I do feel like we can get to that 2,000 mark by the end of the year. So this is going to be my every once in a while plea that if you like the videos and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Actually click the like button on the videos. Comment on the videos. Those things help with the algorithm. I feel like some of my playthroughs are coming up when I search games, like towards the top, which is great. So it makes me feel like, you know, you guys are doing awesome with that stuff. So I feel like it helps quite a bit make that stuff come up. I was going to get this video out a little earlier this week, but I couldn't. I was going to try to do it Monday, the 31st. Didn't get a chance to do it. Then I was going to do it Tuesday because Monday nights we take our puppy to this obedience thing. So I was going to do it Tuesday night, and my car battery died at work. So I work at I work downtown where I live, and like it's like downtown. So like where I park is a parking structure that I have to walk a couple blocks to my building. And I get to my car Tuesday afternoon, go to start it, and it doesn't start. And of course, every issue runs through my head of what the issue might be. And the way the parking structure is like I had no way to have somebody jump me, but I figured it was my battery. So my partner drove down. She left work early, drove down, picked me up. We went back up to the house. I bought a new battery and got like tools and stuff. And then she took me back downtown and dropped me off. So I'm like carrying this backpack full of tools and this car battery up 4 flights of stairs to get to my car. And it was an ordeal to get the battery out. Finally got it out after a bunch of struggle because my tools were like too wide for the small gap with the ratchet, too short to do the other thing with the ratchet. It was just it was an experience. Not that changing the car battery is hard, but it was just so it kind of put me off a little bit. And then so there's a little bit of a delay on this. So we're doing this a little bit late. So I've already uploaded some stuff this week, of course, but let's kind of talk about stuff in March. March is a pretty big month. Before we get into like the big stuff from March, I just want to go over. We did a playthrough for Marvel Legendary for Captain America: Brave New World. So I always do the playthroughs for the MCU projects and then kind of talk about my thoughts on the shows or movies. So we did the playthrough for that. So if you didn't check that out, go check that out. And there's spoiler talk in there, so go ahead and we can talk about it there. We did a playthrough of Deep Sea Endeavor, which you guys seem to really like. I had at least one person, if not more, ask for additional playthroughs on that. So we'll probably put that on there because the different missions really change how you got to think about stuff. And I hadn't won the game except for that playthrough. So check that out. It's mission number 2, not the first mission, because a lot of people played the first mission on YouTube. So I was like, well, everybody sees this one. So decided mission number 2. We may circle back to the first one, but we may just go in order. We did 2 of the 5x5 playthroughs. So we did one, a role player 5x5 playthrough, and then we did a Feast for Odin one that released like on March 30th. So it hasn't even been out a week, just about a week as of seeing this. I did much better in that playthrough. So check that out. We're on pace pretty well. So 25 playthroughs, 2 a month, but 1 month has to have 3, and we've done 7 playthroughs. So we're 2, 2, and 3 so far. Or 2, 3, and 2, something like that. I think 2, 3, and 2. We're probably going to pick it up a little bit. I'll probably do 3, 3 for a while. So just be on the lookout for those, but those will be coming. I'd like to give a little bit of space to kind of talk about the experience. In the midst of all this, too, I'm also trying to do my own personal 10x10, and so I'm not on pace very well for that, but I'm working on that a little bit. We brought back Marvel Champions, so the break didn't last very long from a video perspective, because you guys, I didn't have that much of a break between the weeks. I had of playing it, but what you guys saw didn't seem like a break. And we did the pre-con playthroughs for Nick Fury and Maria Hill for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It took me a little bit longer to get it. I ordered it from Game Nerds, and they had their Nerds Day sale at the end of February, and I think that pushed back a lot of stuff. Plus, I think it took a while for them to get stock in, so got it a little late, but we did those playthroughs. So the big one was I did my top 10 games of all time, and that was, so if you didn't catch that video, which you probably did, but if you didn't get that video, catch that video, go check that out. It's my top 10 games of all time as of March 2025, but no game that I played after 2024 can be included. So I mentioned that SETI, I could see easily being in my top 10, but I had played it first in 2025, so I didn't want to count that. That list, the number 1 and number 10 spot, I think are pretty definitive on, like, I think Dune Imperium is my favorite game of all time. Sans Legendary. I didn't include Legendary and Champions, and I explained that in the video. I think Dune Imperium is my favorite. I think that's a pretty easy thing to decide. Spirit Island was my number 10, and I hadn't played it in a very long time, so I felt like I played it so much when I got it. I'm like, I understand it. Like, there's a couple games that when I played them, I'm like, I get it. Grey Rest Trail, Castles of Burgundy, I get it, right? Spirit Island was that. But I hadn't played it in so long that I felt like everything else I wanted to play more on that list. The rest of the list could be probably rearranged in a decent amount of way, but the way I was feeling, that's what it was. So I had basically a 20 through 11 honorable mention list, but it made the video long, so I decided not to do that. So I think next year we're going to probably do top 20 and split it out 10 through 11, or 20 to 11, and then 10 through 1. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But I did that video, and then I did a video talking about all of the board game accessories I use. I get a lot of questions about my sleeves. I get questions about that mat rack that I have. I get questions about just random things here and there. So I thought it'd be good to place it, everything in one spot as a resource for people to reference. So for both of those videos, I had one person, I think, tell me their top 10, but either on this video or the video with the top 10, share your current top 10, because I'd like to see where our crossovers are. The person that shared, there was a lot of crossovers between just not even maybe all the games, but games I really like. So like, it just kind of makes me understand what games you guys like, because, you know, I'm a big Euro fan, but I also I love card games, so I love like Marvel Champions and Legendary, and like I love deck building, engine building, my favorite mechanic from a board game perspective. So I'd like to see like what you guys like, what your top 10s are, and just kind of compare those things. I think it's a lot of fun to see, you know, how much we cross over. Same with the board game accessories, either on this video or in that video. Tell me like what other accessories you guys use that maybe I didn't mention. Because there was actually one accessory that's a homemade accessory that I didn't include, and it's this card that I made. It's a My Turn AI Turn card. So this is useful because a lot of times I'll be playing a game and I'll have to get up, you know, I'll go to the store or you do something, or I'll take a couple turns while I have a free time. And so this is nice to me, set this down so I know when I come back whose turn it is. Like I try to complete the turn to its fullest and then put this card down and say, okay, like when I come back, I don't have to figure out, did I go last? Did the AI go? What was the last thing I did? I know it's the start of either my turn or the AI turn. I put arrows on here too because there was one instance where I needed arrows for some reason, and I don't remember what it was. I remember thinking it would be nice to have a left and right arrow on this card, and then I put it on here, and then I forgot the game. So what would you add to a card like this? Tell me what you would add to a card like this, that, you know, a reminder, like an even odd, an A and B, like, I don't know. So tell me what you guys could add to that card. Maybe we'll do a 2.0 version of that at some point. So for coming for February, we've already seen, I did a playthrough of Marvel Champions again. We're going to bring those back the next few weeks to do the scenarios for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I am a little disappointed because I think I saw that Fantasy Flight's delaying Silk and Shuri to May. They were supposed to come out in a few weeks, so I would have had those playthroughs this month too. We'll probably finish out the rest of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. scenarios and then take a small break and then pick back up when Shuri and Silk are available. So those will be coming this week. We did a playthrough of Nick Fury this week, and then I think I've got Jubilee and then Maria Hill next week, going through the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. scenarios. I added another playthrough of the hard mode series or whatever. So we did Nova Roma on hard mode. I pulled it off the shelf. I was like, this game I haven't played in a while. And it's funny because games like that, or any game really that you kind of give some space to and come back to, I think you can, once your palette has changed or become more refined, I think you start to develop a deeper appreciation for the game's design. And I think that was really apparent to me after playing Nova Roma a few times this month or last month and doing that hard mode playthrough. Plus, they did a rules change for the reprint that Queen's Games did that included scoring with the animal tiles. So I did want to just kind of revisit that to see if I do any better. I didn't. I lost, but it was fun nonetheless, and it's fun to kind of see those systems again and kind of like really appreciate the game design, because I think, that's been kind of the what do you call it, like the resolution of my like board game resolution for like the last year. It's just, that's why this 5x5 is happening. That's why I'm doing 10x10, because I think we don't sit with these games long enough and really can sit there and really appreciate, like, yes, you play a game 7 times and you get it, but kind of just really thinking like, okay, like this, just playing with this space and these parameters, I think is a lot of fun. So we did a hard mode of that. We'll have probably 1 or 2 more hard mode playthroughs this month. What else? Oh, I just got this Kickstarter. I thought I was going to get some more Kickstarters in March, and I didn't, like the Earth expansion and Scar Bray. So we're going to be doing some playthroughs or playthrough at least of this. One Hit Heroes is a lot of fun. It's very fast, very, very fast. The box says 2 to 4, but you can actually play solo with the little doggo mini thing, and you can actually just two-hand, but I'm using doggo. We'll probably do the whole chapter because basically they're very fast. Like, you can probably knock it out in 10 minutes per boss. So I think we can probably do a whole chapter as a video. Maybe 2. We'll see. Maybe 2 bosses. Excuse me, because it's 4 bosses a chapter. So I don't know. We'll see. But this is fun. So this will be coming up soon. We've got probably a few other things. Probably some more Marvel missions. I'm waiting on the acrylic tiles, so I'm a little bougie, but we may get that out beforehand. We'll see. I did get, they reprinted, Cardboard Alchemy reprinted. I just got these in the mail today. The solo deck, there was a misprint on, one of the Unity cards for placing out this card. This is reprinted, so I'm going to switch this out. So we'll probably try to get some Andromeda's Edges this month, just because, bust this back out. So, and then the poll. So the poll that we're doing every month, the March poll was Scythe, Great Western Trail New Zealand, Sancori, and Arborea. And Scythe and Great Western Trail New Zealand won those polls, so we'll have playthroughs featured on the channel for both of those games. Sancori got very close. Scythe and Sancori were fighting for that spot. So Sancori will be on the April poll for playthroughs in May. But yeah, I just want to kind of touch on Scythe for a moment. I'm so glad that I picked that because I forgot how good that game is. I got it, a couple years ago, and then I got Rise of Fenris, and I played through all, basically, not in one sitting, but I left Scythe basically on my table from start to finish on Rise of Fenris. So I just played the whole thing straight through, and I hadn't played it since. And so I was like, okay, I got to get back out, try to remember stuff. And as I'm playing, I'm like, holy cow, this game is so good. So I went ahead and got all the promos. They're coming. I went ahead and got the power dials as the promos for the other factions, and got a couple more component upgrades, and I'm looking to get some more stuff for Scythe. So if you guys want to see more Scythe, if you guys want to see a Rise of Fenris campaign, I even got a second Automa deck so we can have more than one opponent. So if you guys want to see more Scythe, let me know. It's it might be a top 10 game. That's how I was like, holy cow. So Scythe, I'm glad I picked that for the video for you, and I'm glad you guys picked it because it just, again, remembering these games are so good. So those will be coming. Then the poll, and I'll put that out a little bit later today. The poll for April is going to be Sancori because that one got close. We're going to do Sancori, Isle of Cats, Paperback Adventures, and Fantastic Factories. So 4 very, very different games, 4 mechanically different games. A little on the lighter side with a couple of those games, but I'm looking at games I haven't played in a while and thought, maybe those will be fun. So that'll be the poll. So when that poll goes up, go ahead and vote on that, and that we'll use that to figure out what we're going to play a couple games for next month. I think that's probably everything I know for sure that's happening, so to be on the lookout for. Of course, we're going to be doing more 5x5 stuff So yeah, so kind of before we kind of wrap it up today, the main topic that I want to kind of talk about, and it kind of touches on the my top 10 video, and that is at what point. So it's I guess I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like, when is having too many of the same game? So I'm gonna put same game in quotations, but in that I kind of talked about three of the games on that list: Wingspan, Dune Imperium, and Great Western Trail are all like, they all have versions of that game that are like share 80% of the DNA, if not more. And so at what point do you say, I only need Dune Imperium or Dune Imperium Uprising? I only need Great Western Trail 2nd Edition or Great Western Trail New Zealand. I only need Wormspan. I don't need Wingspan and Finspan. At what point do you say that they're too similar, that one of these satisfies that particular need in my collection, that particular, type of game in my collection? For me, deck building, engine building is my favorite thing. So all of those games are those things, and to me, I think that I don't look at how are they similar. I look at how are they different, and are those differences enough apart to warrant being in my collection. That's the way that I view it. And maybe that's how you do it too. It's not about like, oh, they're 80% the same or 90% the same. I'm thinking they're 10% different, and those differences are enough for me to say, like, I like this core system of like building your tableau out and activating cards across a row or a column in the case of Finspan, but the differences make me want to play this one over this one at any given time. I do have preferences, of course, and I think that's fair and valid, but I'd be interested to know where do you draw that line? And then I guess furthermore, right, if, there's always that comparison of Arnak, Dune, and sometimes Endless Winter of being worker placement deck building. Do those two things satisfy? Do those being that particular combination of mechanics say, I only need one of these games, so I'm going to pick Dune Imperium. I only need Arnak or whatever. To me, I feel like they're very, very different games. Aside from the mechanical aspect, I don't think they're similar at all. I think they do very different things. I think the way, like, Dune Imperium follows a very much, you're placing out 2 to 3 workers, playing your cards, you're fighting. And then Arnak is like, you can keep playing cards, you can keep doing free actions, you're trying to go up this track, like this track is this big thing. You may not even like playing a card and placing your worker are their own thing. Same thing with Endless Winter. Like, they were probably closer, but then Endless Winter has this whole like area majority thing on here that gives you bonuses, and it's got this whole set collection thing over here that's giving you stuff. So there is very difference. Like, yes, mechanically they share those things, but I think when you play them out, they're very different. So to me, I don't even compare them in terms of, oh, this one's like this one or whatever. The only thing that's superficial in terms of, in my opinion, on how they're the same. But then at the end of the other time, like, I've got Castellians over there, which is like area majority of the game or area control of the game. Area control as a main game mechanic isn't something that I like am super jazzed about. So like, I don't need another game, especially as a solo player, because I think it does a very good job at doing a solo compatible area control game. I don't need another game that does that. So for me, that's plenty, right? So I want to know where your guys' limit is on, if you have a game that's in a family of games, at what point do you say, well, they're all the same, I don't need both, this or that? Or I think another good comparison is Endless Winter, not Endless Winter, Everdell / Farshore / Duo / whatever, and Creature or Wondrous Creatures, right? They very much are, you place a worker and you're playing cards in a tableau, and it's like you're placing a worker to get resources and doing this stuff. At what point do those become, oh, well, I only need one of those things, right? I can kind of see that a little bit more, in my opinion, than the Arnak Dune thing. But again, because for me, tableau building, engine building, all that stuff is like my favorite mechanic. I'm looking at, okay, here are the differences, how these systems are used. So anyway, it's kind of a short video today, just quick recap there, and I'd be interested to know your guys' thoughts. When is it too much to, where do you draw the line on having games that are too similar to each other? So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and yeah, bye-bye.